Hi, my name is Janelle McClarty, and I'm the owner and founder of EncoreWebsites.com. Today we're going to be doing a brief tutorial on how to create a quotation or estimate for your clients within your business. So let's get started. The first step is to log into Zoho. So this is all a tutorial based on Zoho. I'm going to create a playlist that has how to use Zoho like step by step. So the first step is to log in. I've showed you how to create an account in my previous videos, which I'll link below. You put in your email address or phone number and password and sign in. So you're going to have the suite of apps that you're signed up for. For me, I'm going to go straight to the invoice section. For you, you're just going to probably see that one app. Okay, and then we have the invoice section, which I did in the previous video. I showed how to create an invoice. Now we're going to go to the estimate section, which is pretty similar to an invoice, but I'll give you right now the difference between these two. So an invoice is basically the amount that you're charging the customer, that you're billing the customer, and it's most likely, let's say, high 90% confirmed. So you've agreed on this price and this is what you're invoicing them for. An estimate is just a quotation or just an estimate of what you're going to be billing that client. And if they decide to go ahead with the estimate, it will be converted into an invoice. So the reason why you have these two is so that it doesn't skew your numbers when you're going to look at, your sales. You don't want to see how many estimates you've done, which will skew your invoice numbers, how you need to know how much money you need to collect because you sent out these invoices. So you see in this section here, you have your sales, which is calculated from the invoice section, and then you have the receipts. So you know how much you received from your sales, not how much you received from your estimates, right? So I hope that explains the difference between the two. So invoices are more confirmed and they're like basically more set in stone. So you give an invoice to a customer who's agreed on a price. Estimates are just an estimation of what you would charge, and the customer can say, you know what, I want to do this job, but I would feel more comfortable if it was $100 less or something, or whatever, and you can either reduce your estimate and then convert it to an invoice once you guys have agreed. Okay, so let's create an estimate. You click here, and then you can either click create new estimate here, you can click this plus sign here, or you can just press new estimate here. There's 3 different options. I'm just going to press this one right here. Now, same as an invoice, you're going to create the customer that you're preparing this invoice for, or you're going to select an existing customer. So I'll just show you how to create a customer. You need to put in their first name. So I'm going to put in my information for this testing purposes. You put the company name. You put which display name does the person want to see in the invoice. Does the invoice have to be under the company name? If it's a homeowner, they will not have a company name most likely. I would just put it under the person's name. You put the person's email address, contact information, website if they have, and then additional details like the address. If it's something that requires billing or shipping, you would put that address in, and then you would press save. So now you have the customer name, you have the estimate number. So if you do not want to start off with an estimate number of 1 because it really looks like you're too fresh or too new as a business, you can start off at a different number. You can put 2 in the front, and then you can even use the manual mode, so you can just put in any number you want manually each time. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. Put the date of the estimate here. You put an expiry date, so You don't want your estimates, well, in some cases, some industries, you don't want your estimates to live on forever, so someone can come back next year and say, hey, I want this, this is the estimate you gave me, and all that. You can kind of make the customer have to think about it within, you say, a 2-3 week or a month period, and then follow up with them. So I'm going to put this one for 2 weeks. If you have a salesperson, you put their information here. Project name, you'd put the project name information here as well if you've created a project. And then you put the details of the estimate. So let's say this is for a website project that is for a contractor or just anything, just a general website project with 5 pages and e-commerce. And I quoted this job for $1,500. Okay, so this is a little glitch right here. Delete all these zeros. Okay, so that's what's going on. And then you put your customer notes, you put your terms and conditions. So you can say, the estimate period is final, and beyond this estimate period, we would have to provide you with a new estimate if you're still interested in the services. So they don't come back to you a year later and expect you to honor this estimate. You put any terms and conditions, refunds, etc. And then you would email the estimate to the person. So just like we created the contact information up there, it's automatically saves here, their email address and name. And then you can save and send the estimate. It will show you how it would look as an email. It will give the customer an option to view the estimate online. And then you would press send. This is how the customer would see the estimate. So you would see estimate here, estimate number. You'd see the actual company information that's giving you this estimate. You would see the item and description, the amount and rate, and any additional notes down here. So this is what the customer will get, and if they do decide to go ahead with your estimate, you would simply click this button, which converts the estimate into an invoice, and then you select the fields that you want to keep the same. So if you have customer notes and terms and conditions, and even the address that you want to keep the same, you would just save that and continue. And now you're back to the estimate page, and you can save and send this estimate. Sorry, this invoice is now an invoice. And this is what the customer will see now. It's an official invoice. And then they can pay, you can record their payment, you can remind them of the invoice to send payment, a lot of things. You can make it recurring, a lot of options. So this is just the basics of, in my previous video I showed you how to create an invoice, but now I'm showing you how to create an estimate and the difference between the two. So I hope this definitely helps you, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And remember to give us a quick thumbs up if you do like this informational style videos, and have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you.